A morning tip in Milwaukee, not a problem for the fans of the Marquette Golden Eagles. They're here in force for a big game in the Big East as the Butler Bulldogs are in town to face off against Marquette. Why is this such a big game in the Big East? When you look at the standings, you see the importance of this win. The winner of this game moves into a three-way tie for second place and stays within arm's length of Seton Hall. The loser of this game, 4 games back of Seton Hall with just 7 to play. Very important game here on your Sunday morning in Milwaukee. Alongside Stephen Bardo, I'm Kevin Kugler. For Butler to come on the road, they didn't have a lot of time to celebrate a big overtime win against Villanova.
Yeah, they had a great win, Kevin. Got a bunch of momentum from that game, hitting 9 of their final 11 shots, including this one. Kamar Baldwin, the double step back with the dagger in the ice water. Huge victory for Butler and Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Our starting lineup sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee, and you'll hear the name Kamar Baldwin once or twice today, and I'm going to prognosticate that you'll also hear the name Marcus Howard once or twice today.
What I love, 2 senior guards, Kevin, that epitomize college basketball, 2 of the better scorers that we'll see across the nation.
We are ready to get this one underway. Butler beating Villanova in regulation their last game. These 2 teams met just a couple of weeks ago, Marquette and Butler, and it was Butler in overtime, an 89-85 win.
That's a great game down there in Butler, and what a comeback by the Bulldogs.
There's Kobe McEwen. He sent that game into overtime with that last-second 3 at Hinkle Fieldhouse. He'll try the 3 again, and he hits again.
That's a great sign for Marquette. Kobe McEwen, kind of their barometer. You know what you're going to get with Marcus Howard. But when he gets that scoring support, Marquette is tough to beat.
Howard still wearing that mask. It's a modified mask now after the Xavier game a couple of weeks ago. Rebound off the miss from Bryce Golden, and Marquette will bring it up. And that's a travel.
Sometimes Kobe McEwen gets a little too deep on that penetration, lost his balance there.
You know, Laval Jordan, though, is concerned about Kobe McEwen. Came into this one 4 straight games in doubles, 14 points, 8.5 rebounds. Another name to add to the list of worries when you face Marquette.
And that's something. It is Big East basketball at its finest. Multiple scoring options on each team. Makes it one of the deepest and toughest conferences in the country.
Sean McDermott on top of the list next to Baldwin, as to who Steve Wojciechowski was worried about, working inside Bryce Enzi with his first 2.
I really love this Milwaukee native here, Bryce Enzi. He knows his game. Kevin doesn't try to get outside of what he can do, but what he is very effective around that rim.
Played for Laval Jordan at the University of Milwaukee, then moved on over to Butler. In the corner, Sakar Adams 3. Offensive rebound, Theo John, and a tie-up is called. Possession arrow will send it the other way.
Oh, that's interesting because Theo John got both hands on that rebound. Golden with 1. Golden gets the tie-up. And look at Enzi's footwork. The step through, maintaining the pivot foot, and finishing strong. Good finish by Enzi.
There's Kamar Baldwin. He's led this team in scoring 8 of the last 10 games. Averaging almost 19 points per game against Big East competition as Thompson drives. Offensive rebound, Bryce Golden. And Golden got the kind bounce off the back of the rim.
Boy, Butler's doing a really good job of getting into paint early in this game. Running some fake ball screen action, and Marquette trying to anticipate defensively. They got to keep them out of the paint.
John, good position in the paint on the Marquette end.
Both teams doing a great job of floor spacing, Kevin, early. Isolating guys in position and allowing them to be successful.
McDermott. Aaron Thompson back in the lineup last game after missing 3 games with the wrist injury, and they are thrilled to have him back. Steve Wojciechowski not as thrilled that Aaron Thompson's back on the floor. He's very concerned about the impact that he makes from a defensive standpoint especially.
Yeah, he can be disruptive, Ken Thompson, and not going to be a big scorer, but really stabilizes this crew here. Allows Baldwin to be much more effective on the offensive end.
Rebound off the miss by Brendan Bailey. And Marquette ready to start it up. Marcus Howard. Over to Bailey. Gets inside the painted area. The jumper won't go, and Enzi the rebound.
Wasn't a bad decision, but the fade, Kevin, on the shot, I think took him out of a higher percentage look.
Baldwin finds Golden for three. Barely draws iron. Here comes Howard the other way.
Howard needs to look early in this possession to get his shot off.
There's his shot. A little short. Rebound tipped over to Baldwin.
I'm okay with that because he's got to get some early looks. He's got to get some volume looks if Marquette's going to be successful.
He had 26 in the overtime game against Butler in the first meeting, but he was just 4 of 18 from three.
So, you know, sometimes he's going to not shoot a high percentage, but he's got to be aggressive in order for his other teammates to be set up properly, because if he draws a lot of attention, there are open looks for his teammates.
NCAA's leading scorer, almost 28 per game for Marcus Howard. And may today become the all-time leading scorer in Big East history.
Isn't that something? This guy is sometimes overlooked as one of the top players in the country. It's amazing.
Chase Johnson right off the bench to grab the rebound. One of the strengths of this Marquette team, defensive rebounding, trying to save that one in play. McEwen throws it up for grabs. Thompson, good find ahead to Baldwin for the easy two.
Boy, defensive pressure getting in the passing lanes at times, forcing an easy deuce. Nice job by Butler defensively. They're trying to run Marcus off of several screens along the baseline, trying to find that crease.
Sakar Annam taking advantage of the attention paid to Howard. Got a good look, but Butler will bring it up the floor with Thompson at the helm. Little crossover. Thompson trying to lead for Golden, deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs, and a timeout on the floor.
Heck of a job by Butler there, coming up with the steal. Baldwin getting out quickly, and Butler feeling good on the road early.
FS1 College Hoops is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokees. We welcome you back to Milwaukee, where Marquette and Butler are locked up in a good one early. And we mentioned earlier Marcus Howard has a chance to pass Lawrence Moten today. Now, he's got to put 39 on the board, but the Big East all-time leading scorer, this is against Big East competition. Lawrence Moten had 1,405 points. Marcus Howard tells you the kind of prolific scorer he is. When we talk about this on a night where he'd need or a day, he'd need 39 points to do it. But that's right within the realm of possibility for a guy like Marcus Howard.
There's no question about it. I mean, I've seen him drop 40 and a half in his career here in this building. So this is just an illustration of how special Marcus Howard has been throughout his career, Kevin. And we're going to get into it, but it's amazing that he and guys like Doug McDermott also were taken for granted, but these are college basketball treasures.
Bryce Enzi off the inbound, trying to move Jace Johnson, and he is able to do so and get it off the window.
I'll tell you what, you can't be in much better defensive position than Johnson was. That's just great offense by Enzi.
All 8 Butler points have been in the paint to start this ballgame.
Really attacking the paint area. Johnson can block shots. Theo John, a much better shot blocker.
Howard trying to get past Kamar Baldwin, and he's fouled. And Marcus Howard's first points of the day may come at the line.
I like that adjustment because Butler's really trying to get him on the three-point line, trying to move him off. He gets into the paint area, draws the contact. I like that adjustment by Howard.
And not a bad plan if you're Marcus Howard and Marquette to attack Kamar Baldwin, try to get him into foul trouble as well.
That's right.
Not going to damage you if he's on the bench.
No, Baldwin has been the closer for Butler down the stretch in various games this year for Butler.
Marquette saw that firsthand at Hinkle on January 24th. Kamar Baldwin had 31 points in that win, 29 in the second half in overtime.
That's something there, dropping 29 in second half, overtime, and the various mid-range shots. That's why I like his game. He doesn't settle for the three. He's a mid-range assassin. Just fun to watch.
There's Enzi again. They're going right to the post each and every time down the floor. Now 9 to shoot. Baldwin attacking, dumping to Enzi, and Bryce Enzi off to a good start. He's got 6.
We saw an example of how quick Baldwin is, and when he starts going on the bounce, Marquette has to shift. The rotation wasn't there quickly enough. Enzi with the easy bucket.
McEwen working against McDermott. That's a tough shot, but he got the kind home roll.
You know what? I'm really enjoying this, Kevin. Both teams are getting in the paint area. What people don't really understand or have been misled is that the three-point shot is the toughest shot in the game. The easier, higher percentage shots are in the paint. I love this.
You bring Stephen Bardo a little old-school paint basketball, he's going to have a big grin on his face. And there's paint work again as Enzi got inside. 6 to shoot now. Thompson's going to have to make something happen. And a blocking foul along the baseline. Jace Johnson and Marcus Howard were there. This will be on Johnson.
Aaron Thompson took a shot there in that exchange. Let's see how if he can shake that off, but ran into Johnson along the baseline and got the worst of that exchange.
You see that left wrist is still wrapped up. The injury knocked him out for 3 games, came back against Villanova in the win. Baldwin, fade away on the baseline, no. Rebound tipped out for Marquette, and Sakar Annam comes up with it.
So right now with Marcus Howard on the bench, who do you look to score? Sakar Annam should be one of them.
Greg Elliott back out there, just working himself back in after the ankle injury against Providence about a month ago. Kept him out several games. They're happy to have him back, and he's continuing to work himself back into shape as Thompson is bumped and Elliott trying to fight over the screen, and it'll be an offensive foul on the screen, whistled against Jordan Tucker.
Tough break for Tucker just coming in the game. Picking up that foul right. Oh, they got the wrong guy. That should be Enzi. I think Val Jordan is talking to Lamar Simpson right now, telling him to make sure. I think they're going to change it now.
No official word yet. There it is. It is on Bryce Enzi. First on Enzi. Marcus Howard back on the floor, going to walk it up.
Trying to free him up, as you can see. A lot of different actions.
Jamal Cain. A fadeaway, and that one falls. Cain averaging just under 5 points per game, but hasn't scored much in Big East play.
No, he hasn't, and I think he could be more aggressive. He's got great length. He's a really good athlete, Kevin, and a lot stronger than he looks. That time playing off 2 feet, nice jump stop to get that shot off.
Tucker around the screen. He'll try and hit the 3. Jordan Tucker, 38% from behind the arc for the junior from White Plains, New York, the transfer from Duke. Starting to find his footing as Sakar Annam, who had 22 in the first meeting against Butler, takes it right to the rim.
Well, I tell you what, Sakar Annam with the 2-step. That was a nice little dance move right there. Kept the defense off balance, goes with his left hand off glass. That's why coaches love seniors, Kevin. Just know how to play in these situations.
Tucker will try again from deep, and this one out of bounds. Back to the Golden Eagles.
Bill Covington, one of the officials, walks by LaValle Jordan and explains why there was no foul call. He made the motion where Jordan Tucker kicked his feet out, Kevin. So they're not going to give you that call today.
In years past, you may have seen that call once or twice. They've really tried to emphasize not calling that anymore. As Annam misses the first, gets his own, puts it back up, and there's a foul call. It'll send Sakar Annam to the free throw line.
Well, you like the effort of Annam being aggressive at the rim. A quick second jump to retain the offensive rebound. Nice job.
You said you like seniors, Stephen. How about graduate seniors like Sakar Annam, who's already got a degree in hand? He's in grad school in corporate communications. Has seen his game elevate of late as he sees the light at the end of that senior tunnel. You and I have talked about this many times over the years. Something about seniors when they get to that second part of their senior season You realize, he's averaging 19 points per game over his last 4.
Yeah, he's got that case of senioritis, Kevin.
The good kind.
Yeah, and what happens is these guys are starting to wonder, you know, what am I going to be doing next year? And how can I leave a legacy with this program right now? That's why you see these guys kick up their game and their intensity down the Big East Conference stretch.
2 teams dead even in the Big East standings. Not a surprise through 8 minutes that we're only separated by 1 point. Aaron Thompson.
Look at the floor spacing of Butler.
Tucker just a step behind the free throw line, and he hits that deep too.
Well, I love what Butler does in terms of getting guys shots, Kevin. They run their half-court sets so precisely.
Marcus Howard only 1 point so far for the nation's leading scorer. And the ball knocked away from Jamal Cain. And Badley has it taken right back by Jamal Cain. Howard looking like he wants to shoot. The 3 won't go, and a foul is called. Bryce Golden had hold of Theo John, and a timeout on the floor. Steve Wojciechowski and the Marquette Golden Eagles behind the nation's leading scorer. Trail of Al Jordan's Butler Bulldogs by 1. Butler with a 1-point lead, 11-13 remaining in the first half back at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. Wednesday, it's a Big East doubleheader on FS1. First, number 21 Creighton battles Miles Powell and 12th-ranked Seton Hall, followed by Marcus Howard and Marquette taking on number 10 Villanova. The action tips off 6:30 Eastern on FS1 or watch anywhere on the Fox Sports app. That Creighton-Seton Hall matchup is an intriguing one. 3-guard trio. The Blue Jays can score on almost anybody, but Seton Hall appears to have grabbed a strong hold on the top spot right now in the Big East standings.
Kevin, I was looking at some Seton Hall statistics. They're 12-1 since their Rutgers loss, and the only defeat was coming at home against Xavier. This is an outstanding team, a Final Four caliber team with no weakness.
Nice play off the inbounds. Brendan Bailey cutting to the rim for an easy 2. Marquette on top by 1.
You know what, Kevin? I'm going to give my old college coach a lot of credit, Lou Henson, because we were a man-to-man team defensively primarily, but in out-of-bounds situations, we would zone, because that's the situation. When you're playing man-to-man in that type of scenario, you see a lot of layups that happen based on running an offense against a man-to-man underneath.
A fadeaway for Jordan Tucker. Good start for Tucker. He's got 7.
And that's really takes a lift, or, you know, gives Baldwin and company a great boost.
Theo John off the miss, follows it up with a strong 2. I have to know, you said you'll give your coach Lou Henson credit now.
Yep.
Did you give him credit then?
No.
Okay.
No, because I wasn't smart enough, Kevin. You know, you got to have some life experience to understand sometimes the pressure and what these coaches are trying to do.
Oh, what a spin by Bryce Enzi on the baseline. He's got 8.
I tell you what, Tucker appears to be the only one comfortable shooting outside the paint right now.
How about Sakar Annam? He'll try the 3. Long rebound to Brendan Bailey. Marcus Howard likes to shoot from deep, and he hits. That's three-pointer number 400 in his career. Ties him with Jerry McNamara for 18th all-time in NCAA basketball.
College basketball fans, you better tune in to Marquette each and every game. From here on out, you're watching one of the special ones.
Both our producer and director, our Syracuse people, they're screaming that I need to give lots of props to Jerry McNamara for being a Syracuse player. I just don't see any reason to do that, Stephen.
Well, I can give Syracuse love because we got them in the Elite 8 in 1989.
Oh, there you go.
So I can give them all kind of love. Great team. Oh, man, Billy Owens, Derek Coleman, Sherman Douglas, Matt Rowe, David Johnson. I mean, they had a tremendous crew.
Who won that game?
Flying Illini did. That's right.
Kobe McEwen will bring it up the floor.
Thank you, Kevin, for appeasing me. I appreciate that.
Nice look from Howard. Sakar Annam, patient underneath, gets the 2.
Sakar Annam does a great job with the ball fake. You've seen that twice now, where he allows the defender to leave their feet, but he can finish underneath.
It may be early in the morning here, relatively speaking, for basketball in Milwaukee, but these two teams are starting off at a high level.
They really are, and they understand what's at stake.
Baldwin to the rim, and Kamar Baldwin with 4.
I mean, the finish over the defense, the angle on the backboard. Are we having fun, Kevin?
Can you give him an extra half point for difficulty? I mean, that wasn't easy.
Oh, man.
Bailey has it taken away. Good hands by Sean McDermott.
Watch McDermott in this situation. Nice job by Bailey, making him extend past that three-point line to catch.
Battle able to keep his footing. Caleb Battle, the freshman from Edison, New Jersey, on the floor. Here's Tucker. He's had the hot hand, but he's swatted by Theo John. McEwen, eyes up, bringing it up the floor. John, the skip, open, Bailey three. Brendan Bailey hitting from deep. He's got 5. And a timeout taken by Butler.
Great skip pass by Theo John out of the post. So Brendan Bailey opposite. Nice swing before the defense could respond. Let's take a look. Kevin, Tucker going strong, but good block by Theo John. Keeps it in play. And the cross-court pass. Stuck like his daddy. Thorough Bailey. Brendan Bailey put Marquette up.
The transition drag is hurting us. We got to fly back in transition and get loaded up. Yeah, you're fine. It's the backside, right? Everybody, right, our bigs are flying. We're stopping the ball. Our other guys have to fly in there. So when he rolls out, right, we can cover. Make sense? Right? We're jogging back. Right? Then, if they throw it in there, Sonny, you're good. Right? You don't need to be over there that far.
Kevin, Coach Jordan is referring to a secondary fast break action called drag. And so he's trying to get his Butler Bulldogs to flow back quickly and then build back out. The drag coming from Theo John or Brendan Bailey, a big, coming into the play late, making a play, either ball screen action or getting into the paint area. So just trying to get his Bulldogs back into the paint and build out from there.
See if they are paying attention to his lessons from that huddle. Aaron Thompson on the bench right now for Butler. Kamar Baldwin. Bryce Enzi, who's had the hot hand early for the Bulldogs, as has Jordan Tucker. Tucker with 7 first-half points. Enzi working against Theo John. The corner 3 for Tucker won't go, and the rebound tipped out to Marquette. Sakar Annam on the push. Bailey, step back 3, his second.
That's a very tough shot to make. Running full speed. Gets the puppy set at the 3. Brendan Bailey, second 3 of the night. Afternoon, rather.
8 points for Bailey. Morning, noon, or night, it's a good start for Brendan Bailey.
That's right.
Who averages under 8 points a game. Tucker, he'll try again. Not going to go. Rebound tipped out to Tucker. Good work by Enzi inside. Now Tucker the mid-range. And John with the rebound.
And Marquette fortunate. Tucker getting some good looks.
Howard, contested 3. Very contested, very deep.
And anytime a player takes a shot like that, the first thing they do is look at the bench. He knows that that wasn't a good attempt.
Marquette has built this 8-point lead without much from Marcus Howard. Only 4 so far from Howard. And the turnover.
Well, the defensive rotations and the double teams by Marquette here in the first half have been stellar. They have taken Butler out of their ball screen action. They're icing Kevin, meaning that they're sending the ball handler one way, not allowing him to accept the screen and roll. This is an excellent job by the Golden Eagles.
Top scoring offense in the Big East, Marquette. Top scoring defense in the Big East in Butler. Right now, offense besting defense a little bit. McEwen off the cross-court feed for 3. And the rebound through the hands of McDermott, but into the hands of Aaron Thompson.
Look at the defensive help once again. Elliott rotates over to double team and deter the drive at the rim. I tell you, Marquette is locked in on this end of the floor right now.
Offense is usually what you think of with Marquette as Enzi gets to the rim once more. But it is that defense that really has stood out today for Marquette in the early going.
It really has, Kevin. You know what? Points are pretty, and they sell tickets, but defense is what's going to win you championships and get you deep in a tournament situation.
McEwen the handoff to Howard. Right back it goes to McEwen. Weaving through traffic. And the no-look taken away by Enzi. Should have looked. Enzi going to the other end of the floor. Lost it. McDermott diving on the floor for it and calls timeout. Second timeout utilized by Butler in this first half. And that will take us to a break. 29-23. Marquette with a 6-point lead at home. Marquette 29, Butler 23, alongside Stephen Bardo. I'm Kevin Kugler. Happy Sunday to you, and a great way to start your Sunday on FS1 with a tough tilt in the Big East. Marquette with the advantage. Both teams, Stephen, are exactly 11 for 22 from the floor. The difference, Marquette's had 3 for 4 free throw attempts. Butler has not been to the line. And Marquette is 4 for 10 from 3. Butler just 1 of 7.
You're saying that high efficient offense from Marquette coupled with some stellar defense in the first half here, resulting in this 6-point spread right now.
And Golden with the travel turns it over. Turnover number 5 for the Bulldogs.
Runs up for Howard here, coming off the screen.
1 for 4 for Howard in the early going. Chased by Aaron Thompson. He'll shoot over Thompson and hit.
That's demoralizing. I was Aaron Thompson in college, a defender. And when you're draped on a score like that and he elevates and hits like that, there's nothing you can do about it.
That's one of the big differences between the first meeting and this one. Thompson out there to help out defending against Marcus Howard. It was Kamar Baldwin who had that task almost the entirety of the first meeting. Now Baldwin can exert a little more energy on the offensive end, but he misses that 3.
You know what? Marquette's been so good that now you're starting to see Butler press a little bit. They were having success in the paint.
Going back in there now, unable to connect, and Jace Johnson with a strong rebound.
Nice decision by Bailey. Oh, he's feeling good, but with the Howard, run some offense, moves the Butler defense a little bit, see if you can get a crease.
Howard sizing him up, got the screen from Johnson, the step back 3 from Marcus Howard, and the rebound loose. Johnson had a piece of it, still loose, and Kamar Baldwin comes up with it.
Watch Baldwin in this situation.
Golden thought about it, then opted to work inside, and Bailey says no.
Bailey doing a great job of using his length, Kevin, and avoiding the contact. Great help defense that time by Butler. Howard trying to turn the corner, could not penetrate.
Elliott has his pocket picked. Up the floor comes Baldwin, attacking Howard. Contact, no whistle, and Bailey the rebound.
Big East basketball. Coming in that paint area, you better be strong. I like that move by Baldwin, just didn't finish.
Has been a hard-fought first half.
You're right about that, Kevin. You see guys with their mouths open, trying to catch their breath.
Johnson inside for 2. Gorgeous lead for Marquette.
Great look by Kobe McEwen there. Held it just long enough for Jace to get in position. Johnson fights through the contact. I think Enzi needs to get going once again. He was really good early on in this half. It's kind of gone away from him.
Haven't scored in over 3 minutes is Baldwin. Fortunate to keep the possession. 7 to shoot. Thompson probing. Nowhere to go. Finds Golden. 1 on the shot clock, but a travel. Turns it over. An 11-2 run, and Marquette with an 11-point lead. A terrific matchup. Butler and Marquette. The winner of this game moves into second place in the Big East standings. (34-23) Marquette with the 11-point advantage, 2:26 remaining in this first half. Today on Fox, catch the best bowlers in the world as they go head-to-head in the PBA Tournament of Champions. The action starts today at 5 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Rob Stone's a big bowling fan.
He'll be there. Rob will be there, calling all the action. Coach Buck's here. Buck's head coach looking on.
I think that's wonderful when you're in a city that has a high-level college program like Marquette and a pro team like the Milwaukee Bucks. That they support one another. I think that's very, very important. So it's good to see Coach Bud in the house.
Coach Bud, one of those good stories in basketball, started as a video coordinator and assistant for Coach Popovich for a long time. And now the head coach. Pretty good squad.
I would say so. I don't think Giannis could get much better, but he has.
McDermott plucks that one out of the air. Butler needs points. Where are they coming from, Steven?
I think in the half-court set, Kevin, Marquette has done such a good job, so Butler needs to look at some quick offense opportunities. So get some stops and try to push the tempo a little bit. Thompson can get downhill, but McDermott has really been held in check here in the first half.
Eric Smits on the floor for the first time today. Likely to match up with the size of Jace Johnson. McDermott has to launch the three with the shot clock winding, and Johnson with the rebound for Marquette. Had an 11-2 run over the last 6:45. It's been quiet for Butler offensively. McEwen, the kick to Kane. Rebound tipped up by Jordan Tucker.
Wrinkle that time by Butler. They double-teamed Marcus Howard. He got it out of his hands quickly. Pretty good look for Marquette.
Smits finds Baldwin, and Kamar Baldwin with the three. He's got 7, his first from deep. And we've got a timeout taken by Marquette with 1:01 remaining in this first half. Butler trying to creep closer before halftime hits in Milwaukee. Marquette 34, Butler 26, 1:01 remaining in the first half here in Milwaukee. Coming up on the Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report, behind the scenes at practice with Greg McDermott and Creighton, and a preview of next Wednesday's Creighton-Seton Hall game on FS1.
That's going to be something else. Zegarowski keeps coming at you. Creighton, if you love offense, you got to love the innovative way that they attack. It's just not via the three. They can get you at the rim as well.
Car Annam getting to the rim. Can't get the kind roll, and Kamar Baldwin starts it the other way.
Trying to go 2 for 1, where was Marquette in that situation.
Baldwin. That jumper won't go, and the rebound off the hand of Theo John. It'll stay with Butler. You don't see a lot of college teams do 2 for 1 opportunities.
You really don't. I don't know why they don't. I mean, especially when you have senior guards. Annam got a good look. He just didn't convert, but I like that, Kevin, trying to get more possessions before the half closes.
Inbound to McDermott on the baseline. The reverse won't go, and McEwen starts it the other way. Bailey, the three. And a whistle and a foul battling for that board. Theo John, a little conversation now.
Just a little student conference along the baseline, that's all.
Comparing class schedules.
Yeah, there you go.
Thompson with the foul on Butler, 5th team foul. A little nudge.
And I think they took exception. They thought Theo John tried to kick him on purpose. Theo John was just trying to stay on balance. But nothing, no harm, no foul, all good.
No harm, 1 foul.
Good call, Kevin. Good call.
And John has it taken away. And now Butler can hold for the final shot. John real frustrated right now.
He got it. Got his lunch money taken that time.
Under 10 seconds until halftime. Baldwin in the corner. The three up won't go. Baldwin with the rebound. Throws it up. It's short. And we go to halftime in Milwaukee with a 34-26 lead for the home team.
Great defensive half by Marquette.
So halftime has arrived in Milwaukee. 34-26 lead. Marquette up by 8 despite only 7 from the nation's leading scorer, Marcus Howard. Our Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report is coming up. Butler and Marquette locked in a good one. Marquette by 8 at the break.
2.
Welcome to the Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report. Halftime between Butler and Marquette. Joe Davis along with Steve Lavin and Casey Jacobson. Got a Big East doubleheader coming up on Wednesday night. 21st ranked Creighton visits Miles Powell and number 12 Seton Hall at 6:30 Eastern. And then it's Marquette and 10th ranked Villanova, 8:30 Eastern. Both those games right here on FS1 and streaming live on the Fox Sports app. Speaking of Creighton, here's a look behind the scenes with the Blue Jays and their head coach Greg McDermott wired up.
Just start. Let's get after it. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3, family. All right, let's go.
Practice is really competitive, I would say. Day before game, we'll really be focusing on the other team's tendencies.
We're going to add some managers to rake when you drive because we're going to see that Saturday.
While you continue to move forward and add new things, you want to make sure there's not slippage on some of the fundamentals.
When you're switching sides, you got to go low and use your body. Guys, game speed. Let's go.
Coach Mack in practice, he gets after it. He definitely yells at certain ends of the time. Sometimes he'll laugh and joke around a little bit, but it's mostly just focus and just always making sure that we're in the right spots.
You got to get low, make sure there's not a lob, and then slow him down.
In the last few years, we've been focusing more on the defensive end, just being more connected. We spend probably 60% on defense, 40% on offense now. Hopefully it comes together in the game.
Here we go. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
We're still going to have the let it fly mentality. The number one thing that we do in practice is making sure we're doing the right things.
In a very good Big East this season, these are a couple really talented, fun teams to watch, Casey.
Yeah, really fun. And, you know, Creighton's been really good on the road this year. And if I had to choose one reason why, it's their secret weapon, Mitch Balk. Well, he's probably not a secret to opposing coaches because he shoots 45% from deep. But in Creighton's 3 road wins in the Big East play, Lav, against Nova, DePaul, and Xavier, Mitch Balak has 5 threes in each of those games. So I don't want to put a ton of pressure on Mitch, but he's going to need to come up with another performance 5 or better if Creighton's going to get an upset win against the Hall.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays get down the floor, get organized as quickly as any team in the country, and not only Mitch Balak, but Zagorowski and Alexander. Yeah. That threesome, that trio is as good as it gets in the country. On the flip side, what intrigues me most about Seton Hall is how their individual players continue to get better within this season. Obviously, Romero Gill is an example of that, but Jared Roden, there's a budding superstar, 6'6". He's improved his shot. In crunch time, he's been outstanding. Can get you a double-double on a consistent basis because he'll put his hard hat on and do the dirty work in terms of the boards. I think he could be one of those players like DiVincenzo or Villanova a couple years back that helps Seton Hall get to a Final Four.
And trying to win their first conference title, at least in the regular season, since 1993, and they're atop the standings here to work into the middle part of February. We've got the second half, Butler and Marquette, coming up next.
34-26 Marquette with the 8-point lead as we get set to start the second half alongside Stephen Bardo. I'm Kevin Kugler. Marquette with that 8-point advantage, and in the first half, though, Butler got things going early.
Yeah, they really attacked the paint area. Bryce Enzi was excellent at getting to the bucket. See the one-on-one move, the reverse spin. But Marquette made some defensive adjustments, and it sparked their offense. Marcus Howard started to get some clean airspace. And you know what happens when he can get a clean look. Great defense, but better offense by Marcus Howard.
Getting ready to start the second half here in Milwaukee. 34-26 Marquette. We'll start that second half in just a moment. Back in Milwaukee with our Jeep Grand Cherokee stat comparison. Two things that really stand out, Steven. Second chance points and fast break points. Big edge for Marquette.
Yeah, and that shows the intensity and effort that Marquette is playing with, beating those loose balls down, tracking those loose balls down, getting on the fast break, and getting some easy buckets. Hard to come by in the Big East.
Offensive rebounds actually favor Butler. They have 6 offensive rebounds, but only 2 second chance points on those. 5 offensive rebounds for Marquette, 9 second chance points. They've really taken advantage of the opportunities they've had.
They have, and a lot of times, Kevin, when you see Marquette get an offensive rebound, they'll kick back out for a 3 to Marcus Howard, but we haven't seen that in the first half with what we've seen Theo John get on the glass, Jace Johnson be good around the rim, as well as Sakar Annam on those second chance opportunities.
Only 7 for Howard in that first half. 2,548 career points. And in Big East play, 1,374.
You know what? We could see a special second half because I've seen it before. But I would venture to say that he would really want the team to continue sharing the sugar like they have. 7 players have scored for Marquette already in order for them to win. I think he'd take that over that record today.
In 39 points from start to finish today, as McEwen is fouled, would make Marcus Howard the all-time leading scorer Big East games for as far as against Big East competition.
Which again is, we're looking at greatness, ladies and gentlemen. And remember those guys, Troy, Bell, and Moten, Moten was early 90s. I mean, that's a long-standing record. So, for him to be, where his career is over, the all-time scorer in the Big East, I mean, come on, man.
And he will be before his career is over. That may not happen today. Right. Maybe it will. But he will be before this month is over. Yes. He'll be the all-time leading scorer.
Yes, he will.
I'll be by next week.
I'm fortunate that I've covered a number of his games and witnessed his greatness.
He's one of those guys, and he does it all the time. You almost take it for granted that he's going to come out and have a 30-point game.
Agreed.
Realizing it's not that easy to just roll out of bed and have a 30-point game in the Big East Conference against coaches like there are in this league who scout you every single season.
Yeah, and it's a physical league. You know, we talk about the leading scorers in the country. Antoine Davis in Detroit Mercy. I played with his father, who's the head coach, Mike Davis. Took Indiana to the national championship game.
Score pass tipped out to McDermott, 13 to shoot. Baldwin knifing to the rim, and Kamar Baldwin, pretty good score in his own right. He's got 9.
Yeah, and he was looking for a foul there, but the concentration and the strength paid dividends.
Second half is usually when Kamar Baldwin flexes his formidable muscles. Sakar Annam lost it on the way inside, and Baldwin comes up with it. He averages almost 13 of his 16 points per game after the half. He is a big-time second half and overtime scorer.
Yes, he is one of the best closers in this conference.
Thompson getting to the rim of the follow there for Bryce Golden. And here come the Bulldogs back within 6.
Okay, now we saw Butler do this in the first half where they were running that banana cut almost like a curl cut on the penetration, getting into the paint area. Seen that twice now to start the half.
Hewan. And the bounce to Howard. Marcus Howard, a little floater. And Baldwin with the rebound.
Good job by Baldwin making Howard uncomfortable. Not giving him airspace and forcing him off the 3.
5th rebound. Now McDermott to the rim, and John with the rebound.
Val Jordan's got to be careful. He did not like that no call there.
Howard looking, and that's going to be a foul. Anytime you go to the floor and somebody's legs get undercut, they're going to call that one. That's a player safety foul, and it gets called all the time.
Yeah, and I like the measure there because right there, I'm very happy that neither player got injured, but like you said, Kevin, in that situation, we've seen those type of injuries occur.
Bryce Golden, his 2nd. Nobody in any real foul trouble to speak of. Pretty clean first half. Only 11 total fouls have been called in this game between the two teams. And a deep two. Pinballs out. Offensive rebound and a putback for Brendan Bailey.
Wow, you saw Thompson and Enzi concentrate on keeping Theo John off the glass, but Brendan Bailey, he's been stellar this afternoon.
10 points for Bailey. 5 rebounds for Bailey. Real good afternoon. Extra pass to Baldwin. Now McDermott. Golden off his head, ends up with Enzi.
I tell you what, Baldwin could have taken that shot. He's trying to get McDermott on track offensively. McDermott really struggling, hasn't scored yet on 3 attempts.
Thompson with 5 to shoot. Gonna go to work against McEwen. Enzi with 2 on the shot clock. The pull-up jumper is good. Bryce Enzi with 12.
Bryce Enzi is playing outstanding this afternoon. You knew he would coming back home. To show off for his home crowd here, the family members that are in this Milwaukee City, Milwaukee area.
McEwen. His pocket pick. McDermott comes up with a steal. He's got to wait for the rest of his teammates here.
Impressive how Butler has gotten this pace to their liking. Now they're getting in their half-court sets where they were having success earlier in the game, but Marquette made some adjustments and slowed them down.
Baldwin has to back it up with 5 to shoot. One-on-one against McEwen. Baldwin, 1 to shoot. Step back 3. And the rebound to Theo John. Good box out against Bryce Golden.
And that was almost the identical spot where he hit the game winner against Villanova.
Marcus Howard to the rim, and he'll go to the line for a pair. And a timeout on the floor with Butler trailing by 6.
Well, Bryce Enzi with the shot clock duress hit the follow-away jumper, keeping Butler close.
FS1 College Hoops is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. We welcome you back to Milwaukee, where Marquette's lead for the moment is 6, 38-32. I say for the moment, Stephen Bardo, because as we went to break, this happened on the floor. LaVall Jordan, who had been upset for about 3 possessions, walked out to midcourt, and he ends up getting teed up as we went to break.
Yeah, and I can understand what the frustration is. I think he felt like Marcus Howard got a break on that last drive because immediately when they called the foul, you saw the hands of McDermott and Thompson go up in disbelief. So he's fighting for his team, and it's going to be interesting to see if Howard can convert on this opportunity.
So 38-32 when the technical foul is called, and Marcus Howard at the free throw line for some technical foul free throws. A bad guy to have there, although he did miss one earlier today. 86% on the season for Marcus Howard.
And those are tough. When nobody else is on the free throw line and you're out there by yourself, those are tougher free throws. You know, and it doesn't make sense necessarily when you think about it, but when you're out there, you're by yourself, a lot more difficult to make.
You guys that do this all the time on the court are creatures of habit, and when there's not the usual scenario around you, I can understand why that would seem off.
You're right, Kevin. You're spot on with the creatures of habit. And, you know, in that technical foul situation, people, oh, wow, how'd he miss that? Well, like you said, a little bit unusual to do, but nice job by Howard converting.
Didn't miss those. Marcus Howard, perfect 4 for 4, and with that technical foul, 6-point game becomes a 10-point game. Marcus Howard into double figures now with 11.
Don't be surprised to see Butler make a run, though. It's not unusual when a coach gets a technical foul, their team responds in a positive manner.
Jordan Tucker can get it going a little bit. He had 7 early in that first half. It's been quiet since. They'll work inside to Golden, and Golden is fouled by Jace Johnson, and that'll send Bryce Golden to the free throw line.
I like the fact that they're trying to establish Golden coming off an 18-point game against Villanova. So he had a lot of success in that game and has struggled here this afternoon. But this is a great way to get your team back going. Get to the foul line, see the ball go through the hoop, and if you convert, get back and get set up defensively.
Probably some Butler fans who thought they'd never see a number 33 worn by a Butler player again. It was Joel Cornette's number Coach Joel passed away in August of 2016, and Bryce wanted to wear that number to honor his mom. She kept their family going when his dad had a kidney transplant, so he talked to Jordan Cornette. Jordan said, well, it's going to be Joel's number always, but I'm going to let you borrow it. So he is borrowing the number of Joel Cornette to honor his mom.
I love that. And I love Jordan being cool with it as well. Rising star in our industry.
Howard, step back three. That's a tough shot. Jace Johnson with the rebound, and it's out of bounds. It'll stay on this end of the floor.
Well, Jace Johnson doing a great job tracking down the basketball on the offensive rebound. Even though he didn't convert, Marquette retains possession. You continue to put pressure on the interior of Butler.
A little more Jace Johnson on the floor of late for Marquette. Jace Johnson paying big dividends being on the floor with a two-hand flush there.
Well, he's long, he's active, and he doesn't mind being physical.
Grab transfer from Utah, and with Ed Morrow leaving the team, that opened up a spot in the front court. Jace Johnson has taken advantage.
He really has, and underrated shot blocker, in my opinion, doesn't get enough credit for that as a rim deterrent.
Bryce Lindsey fighting through a double. He's in trouble, but he passed out of it, somehow found Golden, who couldn't hit the shot.
Golden put Kobe McEwen on the deck.
Howard on the drive. In trouble, trying to coax some foul calls. None there, out of bounds to Marquette.
A lot of contact down there. Watch Kobe McEwen draw two defenders, and Jace Johnson does the rest. Nice two-man basketball on the out-of-bounds play.
Now McEwen finds Johnson again, right back to McEwen now. Trying to work against Thompson. That'll be an offensive foul. McEwen with that off arm got called for the push, his second. And McEwen not real thrilled with that.
Neither is Steve Wojciechowski.
He's not mad at the call. He's mad at Kobe McEwen.
That's right. Kobe
Said, don't do that.
Yeah, he was trying to mock a little bit. I understand McEwen being upset. Hey, it's February in Big East basketball. We get it. Thompson's so important for this Butler attack.
And that is an offensive foul. So going the other way. Jace Johnson picks Marcus Howard up like a rag doll.
Well, I like LaVall Jordan's composure right there. May not have liked the call, but keeping his composure. Oh, Thompson was in pretty good position, so two good defensive plays, and Steve Wojciechowski knows, yes.
Don't do that.
That's right.
I can read those lips safely on the air. Don't do that. Not the foul, but then afterwards he did a little mocking of Aaron Thompson's reaction. That foul, incidentally, a moment ago on Thompson, his third. That's a big foul for Butler. Thompson is so important from a communication standpoint for this Butler team.
Also on the defensive end, Kevin, he's one of the better on-ball defenders in the conference. Oh,
Mark Baldwin making it look easy, and that wasn't easy. He's got 11.
People don't realize how long Kamar Baldwin's arms are. I mean, he's 6'3", but he has arms like a guy that's 6'8", 6'9", with that wingspan, and he is so creative around the basket.
Creative to the tune of 1,832 points in his Butler career. One of the tops all time as Annam leans in for the contact, gets the call, and Sakar Annam will go to the line after the foul on Sean McDermott, his first.
Watch Baldwin's finish. Look where that ball goes. Enough English to find the bottom of the net. You can tell he's done that a few times in his career.
Shot of Steve Wojciechowski and Marcus Howard. If you're a senior that's one of the most prolific scorers in the history of the conference, you still need coaching. And he was getting a little counsel from his head coach on the side there.
Young viewers that are watching the game that want to play at this level, uncoachable players are unemployable adults. So if you can't be coached, you can't be coached hard, it's going to be hard to be successful in anything in life. You saw who will soon become the Big East scoring leader take constructive criticism from his coach and not get upset about it.
Tucker will dump it down to Smits. Derek Smits against Jace Johnson. A couple of big guys going at it, but a travel. And Jace Johnson holds his ground against the grad transfer from Valparaiso, Derek Smits.
Yeah, Derek Smits a little bit frustrated, but Johnson does a really good job of setting up Kevin. He can body you, but he throws his hands back, so it doesn't look like he's fouled.
Marcus Howard trying to get on track here. It's been a slow day for Howard. His team, though, still up by double figures, and then a dribble off the foot. Jamal Cain in the turnover.
Jamal Cain maybe doing a little bit. Oh, he got a...
Oh, they're going to call foul.
Got a foul there.
Kamar Baldwin picks up his third foul. That's a huge foul.
I just thought Cain kind of dribbled it off his leg.
Ooh. That's a tough one to get your third.
Yes, it is. Baldwin's been active defensively. Just trying to get his hands on the ball and make a play.
17 fouls whistled against Butler, so free throws the rest of the way for Marquette. Only 3 have been whistled so far against Marquette. 47-35, largest lead now for Marquette at 12.
McDermott and Tucker have to step up offensively. Baldwin's going to do his part, but he's going to need some help here in the second half.
McDermott's still looking for his first points. 0 for 4 now from the floor as Tucker drives in. Wild shot. He has yet to score in this second half. Here comes Sakar Annam, the step through to the rim. Good defense by McDermott. It'll stay with Marquette. And a timeout on the floor. Butler looking to rally, but Marquette enjoying a lead at home. Good one here in the Big East. Oh, that was pretty. All the way does it himself. Come on, Marcus Howard, have a night. Big boy basketball. Marquette enjoying a 47-35 lead over Butler. 11:57 remaining in the second half. The inaugural XFL weekend continues today as Aaron Murray leads the Tampa Bay Vipers against Matt McGloin and the New York Guardians. It all starts at 2 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Yesterday was the first glimpse of at least what would have been the bracket were it chosen yesterday, the top 4 seeds in each region according to the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee. You see the number 1 seeds there, but when you're looking for Big East teams, there's Butler, the 4 seed in the East region. You're looking also at Seton Hall, Villanova, also in that mix as far as the Big East, well represented in that top 16. You got to figure, Stephen, both of these teams are NCAA tournament teams that we're watching on this floor now. It's just a matter of how can they improve their seeding as we get closer to March Madness.
No doubt about it. And these are 2 teams that can win games in the NCAA tournament. Not just get in the dance, but actually win games.
McDermott on the drive, looking for his first points, and he'll have to try to find him at the foul line as Jace Johnson commits his 3rd personal foul.
Nice job by Sean McDermott. Getting to the rim, getting the contact, and starting to get offensively involved in this game.
Sean McDermott, 18 points per game in the last 4, but he has been blanked to this point today. And there's his first. We'll take a look at our academic ambitions, sponsored by SoFi. Get your money right, all in one app, and those ambitions belong to Sean McDermott, the redshirt senior from Anderson, Indiana, human movement and health science education major with a GPA of 3.31.
I'm a little envious because they got cool majors. I mean, human movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
Back in our day, it was finance major.
You know, like kinesiology or something. And nothing's wrong with any of those, but human movement, that sounds pretty cool.
Car Annam trying to look pretty cool on the baseline there, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for a couple of opportunities. A foul on Bryce Inzie, his 2nd.
The Big East is an old conference. What do I mean by that? Juniors and seniors rule the day here in this conference. And when you've got a senior, redshirt senior, like Sakar Adam, he's been in those positions before, fights to retain possession, gets an opportunity at the line.
When you look at the guys on the floor right now for Marquette. Howard, a senior, he leaves right now for the junior Kobe McEwen. You've got at the line Sakar Adam, a graduate who's a senior. You've got Theo John, a junior. This is a veteran group. They do have a couple of sophomore out there right now, and Elliott and Bailey. But to your point, a very old league, and the best teams usually have that success and that age on their roster.
Yes, you have to in a conference like this. You talked about it, Kevin. The coaching is stellar. The play is physical. And these teams game plan against each other so well. So you have to have guys that have experience that can recognize patterns and take advantage.
Well, there's Enzi. He's the youngest guy on the floor right now for Butler as a junior. And a foul is going to be called on Enzi, his third.
Enzi's trying to force the issue a little bit. Some of his teammates that are typically involved offensively have really struggled. So getting outside of himself a little bit, putting it on the deck. Turn it over the rock.
You know it's a physical league when you got Band-Aids on your ears. Like Bryce Enzi does. I mean, there is no body part that's safe from injury in the Big East right now.
That's a good point. You know, in collegiate sports, we usually see the cauliflower ear for wrestlers, but, you know, you got something covering an ear there, lets you know how physical this league really is.
One more for Greg Elliott. 5 points per game for Elliott, his first today. Just his 13th point scored in Big East play. Now, a good chunk of the Big East season, he was out with that ankle injury, missed most of January. This is just his 5th game in the calendar year of 2020.
Yeah, so Elliott, in my opinion, Kevin, for him to be elite, he needs to develop his body better. He's really got to strengthen up his body in the offseason.
Aaron Thompson in front of the Butler bench. Bulldogs need some offense, down by 12. Enzi provided it early. Going to work again against Bailey. Defense collapsing on him. Baldwin with 6 to shoot. Deep 3, and that falls for Kamar Baldwin. Doesn't take much for him to heat up.
It doesn't. And you know what? There's nothing you could do about that. He was at NBA 3 line. Kobe McEwen trying to cut off the penetration. Baldwin elevates.
Shot very similar to the one that downed Nova on Wednesday night. Step back for Bailey to answer. Brendan Bailey. His third from long range. He's got 13.
13 points and 5 rebounds and pretty good defense by Bailey. Starting to come into his own down the stretch here in the Big East.
He had his best scoring game of the year in the non-conference, did Bailey. He had 27 against Maryland.
Saw Enzi. He knew that he was a little late on the recovery there. Bailey, 6'8". I mean, once he elevates, Kevin, it's tough to block his shot.
Elliott's first foul a moment ago, team's 5th. Thompson will inbound. Bryce Golden. Baldwin.
Marquette has really scouted Butler well, taking away a lot of their actions in the half-court set.
The jump pass to Golden at the foul line, off with the jumper, and Bailey the rebound.
You saw the late double team on Baldwin made him give up the basketball, forcing Golden into a tough look. Tell you what, one of the better defensive efforts we've seen from Marquette all season.
No question about that. We talk so much about this team's offensive prowess, and justifiably so, as McEwen fades away for a tough 2. But they have clamped down defensively against this Butler team. Baldwin trying to get it going as we talk defense with some deep offense.
Oh, I love this. Go ahead and heat up, big fella. I see you.
17 now for Kamar Baldwin. We told you second half is when he likes to shine, and he's starting to do it.
And you can tell these knowledgeable Marquette fans have a little bit of groan going on right now, because if Baldwin heats up, this game can get really interesting.
Well, Marcus Howard on the floor right now from Marquette. Thompson backs it up to Enzi. Enzi spins. Wild hook shot over Theo John, who held his ground defensively.
Wow. Marquette playing the scouter report, giving Izzy the outside shot. He forces the issue. Comes up empty.
He's 1 for 2 from 3. He's not going to hoist those very often. And a baseline collision with Golden and a foul. Golden got the worst of that collision.
You see Kamar Baldwin talking to Bill Covington, the official, now starting to talk to Doug Schowles, saying, hey, this guy's coming with his elbows to the rim on the move. Baldwin doing his best job of trying to gain an advantage. He's talking to all 3 officials about that latest move.
Baldwin having the conversation right now, inquiring. I think that's the definition of a wry smile.
Yeah.
Kamar Baldwin.
And here's the thing. I'm a little surprised, Kevin, when you get an elbow above the shoulders, they're not going to check. So, interesting.
Clearly, the collision came above the shoulders because the blood is coming from the nose. So, well, the Butler medical staff lobbying a little bit as well. Remember, LaVall Jordan's already received 1 technical foul today. So, if a second one were to show up, LaVall Jordan will be watching the rest of this broadcast with everyone else on FS1.
That's right.
And he doesn't want to be tortured with that.
Oh, no, definitely not. Definitely not. He got hit in the face there.
From Annam.
But typical Big East play, physical, not dirty, but physical.
Sakar Annam to the line. 1 more free throw to come. 7 points for Annam, just 2 for 12 from the floor. Done a good job limiting Sakar Annam, and really Butler's done a good job limiting Marcus Howard. 11 points on just 2 for 9.
Butler's done a really good job, but whenever Marcus Howard puts the ball in the deck, they're sending an additional defender. So he's looking at a double team when he's trying to create space, forcing him to give it up.
He's on the bench right now. We'll likely see him after the under 8 timeout. As he goes to the scorer's table, waiting to check back in. Tucker curls around to Thompson. 10 on the shot clock. Now Bryce Golden attacking, gets to the rim, and the first easy 2 for Butler in quite some time.
That's a good job by Golden, Kevin. The last step he took into the space of Theo John, negating his ability to block the shot. Butler needs a lot more of that here to close this deficit.
Annam jumps it back out to McEwen. The 3 falls for Kobe McEwen. He's got 10.
Boy, he was talking to his teammates there, trying to get fired up. Nice elevation on the jumper.
11-point lead for Marquette. The winner of this game moves into a 3-way tie for second in the Big East standings. The loser of this game is 4 back of Seton Hall with 7 to play.
Val Jordan is asking, how is that not a foul? And then when you get a Big East title, Kevin, you have that for the rest of your life.
McEwen, back-to-back threes. Kobe McEwen heating it up on a chilly day in Milwaukee.
Somebody needs to step up offensively for Marquette. Marcus Howard has struggled to find his shot. Not Kobe McEwen.
5 straight games in double figures now for McEwen. McDermott looking to answer. A lid still on the bucket for McDermott. 0 for 5 from the floor. McEwen, oh, he's feeling it. Lost the handle on the ball, gets it back, trickles it to Bailey. Oh, what a play!
Kevin, we've seen great defensive play by both sides, but right now the 3 points are raining for Marquette with a big lead.
Rockin' atmosphere in Milwaukee as Marquette has jumped up to a 62-45 lead. Stephen Bardo, a 9-0 run in 1 minute and 18 seconds.
Well, this is what the three-pointer could do if you're knocking him down. Kobe McEwen feeling great about his confidence. Won the catch, now off the bounce. Great play going to the deck by McEwen. Brendan Bailey's been solid all afternoon. Nice cap to that 9-0 run.
Kobe McEwen has had the hot hand, helping Marquette 4 for 7 from 3 in the second half alone. 2 for 8 from 2. Just stay behind the arc.
I'm telling you, when it's working, you know what? He's locked in on both ends. He's played good defense. He's been on the glass as well. So nice job by Brendan Bailey.
Here's Kamar Baldwin and a foul on McEwen. Third foul on McEwen, and that'll take us to another timeout. Butler's trying to find some offense, down big on the road. 62-45, our score. Marquette, thanks to 3 straight from deep, has opened up a 17-point advantage. 5:57 remaining in the second half. The NCAA tournament resumes both look really good for these teams. The net rank for Butler is number 10. The net rank for Marquette is 24. 7 quad 1 wins for Butler, 5 for Marquette. Regardless of which team wins this game, it's a quad 1 win today. So whoever wins today gets another quad 1 victory on their resume.
Yeah, these teams are solidly in, and their resumes reflect that. And you start to get 5 or more quad 1 wins. That's very impressive. And so both these teams are in great position. I will share this with you, though, Kevin. Seton Hall has 8 quad 1 wins. They have 3 top 10 wins. So you're talking about these teams in the Big East Conference that are poised to not only get into the tournament, but have a deep, deep run.
Butler goes to Seton Hall in about a week and a half to take on the Pirates. End of the month for Marquette. They host Seton Hall here in a game on Fox. McEwen on the drive inside, and a turnover back to Butler. This by no means eliminates anybody today from the Big East discussion, but it is a very difficult hill to climb for the team that loses this game if you're thinking about a regular season championship. Not for a tournament, not for the NCAA tournament, but if you're 4 behind Seton Hall with 7 to play, that's tough.
That is tough because they haven't had an extended losing streak all season. That's a tough move.
Something else. Kamar Baldwin trying to take this game over. He's got 14 of his 21 in the second half.
Well, you gave a forbearing, if you want to say, or you gave people a prediction.
He averages 13 a game after halftime. Whatever he eats or drinks at halftime, he should start his day with that.
Yeah, exactly.
He comes out in the second half, lathered up and ready to go. Here's Marcus Howard. That's a tough shot using the window, and Howard with 13.
I mean, Thompson doing a really good job trying to move him off his path, but Marcus Howard showing you something that he doesn't get credit for, strength.
Cincy working against Bailey, and a foul on the floor on Bailey. That'll be his first. That's the 17th foul against Marquette. So for the final 4:31 of this one, we're going to see some free throw shooting on every whistle.
We're going to see some free throw shooting, and we'll probably see a little bit of pressure here after, if Enzi can convert here. Butler will extend to a little bit of pressure. It may be man-to-man, but you see them try to pick the pace up a little bit.
And he hits the front end. This has been the most remarkable turnaround maybe on this Butler team. Bryce Enzi at the line, 72% in Big East play. In his first 81 games, whether it at Milwaukee or at Butler, he was a 46% free throw shooter.
So you talked about basketball players being creatures of habit. You have to get a good habit here to get the muscle memory to work like that. And here's the extension of the pressure by Butler.
Those of us who'd like a better golf swing hope, though, that maybe later, with extra habit and practice, you could improve that like Bryce Enzi has his free throw shooting. That's going to go out of bounds. It'll go to Butler.
Badly, you got to watch. His knee bent the way that it's not supposed to bend backward. He's going to try to stay out there, but he looks like he may have really injured himself on that exchange.
He will limp to the sideline. He had 10 in the first meeting against Marquette. Watch his leg.
Ooh. Yeah, that's
a corkscrew there. Just corkscrewed under it a little bit.
I'm hopeful that youth will pay off. Because me doing that right now, I'm done for 2 years.
Tucker to the elbow. That jumper not going to go, and Johnson the rebound, and there's a foul on Bryce Enzi. That's a tough foul. That's his fourth.
And I didn't understand. He didn't have an advantage in that scenario, Kevin. He's got to be a little bit smarter than that if Butler wants to close this deficit. They need him on the floor.
13-point advantage for Marquette as Johnson, a 47% free throw shooter, goes to the line. But 4 fouls on Enzi. That is big. He was terrific, especially in that first half. He's got 14 points, 5 rebounds.
He's been the one Butler Bulldog that seems to be consistent in finding his offensive opportunities this afternoon.
One more for Jace Johnson. Already holds his psychology degree from Utah. So look at the foul trouble for Butler. A little psychology to get the Bulldogs back in this game. Down by 14 as McDermott gets the rebound.
Butler would do well with some quick hitters here. Quick ball screen action to some open looks.
See, with those 4 fouls, being aggressive, short on the shot, and then had to back off as Johnson got the rebound.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Johnson. Jace using his size advantage there, just staying tall.
And Marquette has to take a timeout. Thompson all over Marcus Howard, who was looking for some help from Kobe McEwen, but a little bit late on the help, and a timeout here in Milwaukee. Little counsel from the head coach. Guard Kamar Baldwin, maybe he's saying. 65-51, Marquette by 14. 3:51 remaining in the second half. Marquette 65, Butler 51. Kevin Kugler alongside Stephen Bardo. Our Fox bracketologist Mike DeCourcy. The Big East has 6 teams in. Marquette and Butler squarely in the field. Butler a 4 seed, Marquette a 6 seed. Xavier the only team right now that you would consider to be a bubble team, at least as far as our Fox Sports bracketologist Mike DeCourcy is concerned.
Yeah, Xavier figured something out when they had a double overtime loss at home to these Marquette Golden Eagles. They've won 3 since, got a big win yesterday against Providence, so that Xavier team is an interesting one. Had some what I thought was chemistry issues, but they seem to have worked that out here as of late.
And a whistle and a foul called. 4 on Bryce Golden. You mentioned Xavier. They're at Butler next week. That's their next game. Then they go to St. John's before having Villanova and DePaul in Cincinnati to close the February portion of their schedule. Then Georgetown, Providence on the road, and Butler at home. So Butler and Xavier will battle twice over the next month as Xavier tries to solidify their position in the Big Dance.
And this is the great thing about playing in the Big East Conference. You have quality opportunities night in and night out. I mean, Georgetown, Patrick Ewing needs to get some love because with the injuries and the turnover of that roster, they're still able to come out with some victories. I think McClung has missed his last 3 games with a foot injury.
Baldwin inside to Golden, and Golden trying to muscle it up against a bevy of Golden Eagles, or a flock of Eagles, I guess.
There you go. I like the adjustment, Kevin. Seems like you've done this once or twice.
I'm not 100% confident that a group of Eagles is a flock. A flock of seagulls, not only a thing, but an actual band. I don't know about that. Baldwin to the rim, lays it in. And Kamar Baldwin with 2 more, 16 of his 23 in the second half.
Remember what I was saying, Kevin, about playing man-to-man and out of bounds? And we've seen a couple layups given up as a result.
Oh, and a foul is going to be called. Butler a little frustrated as Jordan Tucker going to be whistled for the foul. His first.
I'll tell you what, Butler they're doing a good job of double teaming the first pass on this pressure. Just got to eliminate the foul situation, but they're making it tough on Marquette to advance the basketball against the pressure.
Jace Johnson. 2 more free throws. He is 3 for 4, now 4 for 5 today. Excellent performance at the line for Jace Johnson. Entered at 47%, 16 of 34. Good all-around game. That's back-to-back productive in the score sheet games that Jace Johnson's had. 11 points, 6 rebounds last game out against DePaul, and now 9 points and 7 rebounds today against Butler.
It's excellent in terms of being supportive cast on the offensive end.
Howard, open 3. 16 for Marcus Howard.
Great 2-man action between McEwen and Howard. Howard runs to the corner spot that he loves so much and able to drain it. Tucker.
Halfway down, that somehow popped up. Marcus Howard fouled in the backcourt by Kamar Baldwin. That'll be number 4 on Baldwin. And this one's slipping away from Butler on the road.
Well, Howard gets a clean look. Not many this afternoon. And takes advantage. Nice look ahead by Kobe McEwen.
Marcus Howard at the line. Marquette enjoying its largest lead. Rare misses for Marcus Howard at the line today.
And it's weird because he kind of leans forward on his free throws. You'll see him almost go over the free throw line before the ball hits the rim, kind of indicating he's off balance a little bit.
Howard was at the line, was fouled when that technical foul was called on Laval Jordan. Early in this second half, it was 38-32 at that point. He hit all 4 free throws, and they've outscored Butler since that technical foul 35-15.
And see, Kevin, I thought it was going to go the opposite direction, you know, when Butler players would respond, but it has not been the case here this afternoon.
Thompson on the attack, into the corner, the 3 off the side of the backboard from Battle. Ball loose, and Marquette fortunate to get it back.
That's the car anthem, kind of smiling a little bit. He wouldn't be smiling if it was a turnover.
Now Kobe McEwen really sparked Marquette to expand this lead with a couple of deep threes and then a good hustle play in the paint to trickle it out for another. He goes to work with 7 to shoot, driving to the rim. McEwen, no, and the rebound ripped down as Butler has cleared the bench by Marquise Hastings. Thompson bumped by Johnson, and with 1:51 to go, free throws to come.
Well, it's been impressive by Marquette. The 5 guys on the floor right now, they're 3 points away from having 5 in double figures. These Howard, Brendan Bailey, McEwen, Annam, and Johnson, it's been a total team effort this afternoon by Marquette. Probably one of their better defensive efforts all season long.
Big hug for Brendan Bailey as he leaves, likely for the final time. 16 points, 8 rebounds for Brendan Bailey. What a day he had. And on a day when Marcus Howard didn't lead the way, Marquette still up big. Very impressive.
And this is what really impresses you. As you talked about, they didn't have to rely on Marcus Howard. They got great contributions across the board, but when they can defend like this, because Marquette can score with anybody, but when they can defend at this level, tell you what, Big East better watch out.
Well, this Marquette team seems to have figured something out, about to get win number 6 out of their last 7 games. Looked like it was supposed to be a lob to Jace Johnson. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was just a long pass to Kane.
Yeah, you know, Greg Elliott will swear it was just a pass, but we know better, Kevin.
The 3 for McEwen. No, Kane almost able to throw that one in, and John Michael Beloy, the rebound for Butler.
Tell you what, Jamal Kane showing you a little bit of that athleticism that he possesses.
In the corner, the 3 well short by Battle. Diving for it, Marquette keeps the possession, hustling all over. McEwen flips it to Elliott.
Boy, some sweat left on the deck here this afternoon.
in a game they lead by 18, Stephen. Pretty impressive. And a substitution timeout as Tommy Gardner will check in.
Well, great job all the way around. You can see how happy Steve Wojciechowski is with the effort of his players, trying to get the fans to give him some love.
The fans came out today. An early start and a snowy day in Marquette. It's a winter weather advisory here. They're expecting between 3 and 5 inches of snow before it's all done. They filled the place up. People in Milwaukee are starting to understand this Marquette team's pretty good.
I agree, Kevin. And I think that, you know, they get a chance to see these quality opponents coming into this building each and every night. Butler didn't play their best. This is a quality team that was once in the top 5 in the nation AP ranking.
Marquette has taken care of Butler today. And Marquette is about to move into a 3-way tie for second place in the Big East. 3 games back of Seton Hall. Butler will fall 4 games back of the Pirates with 7 to play in the regular season. The 3 for McEwen. It drops again. Kobe McEwen with a cherry on top. A 16-point performance. And Marquette with a 76-57 lead.
This has got to be great for the confidence of the other players outside of Marcus Howard. To win a game of this caliber in impressive fashion like this bodes well for the future.
Ball game over. And a big win for Steve Wojciechowski and the Marquette Golden Eagles. 76-57. Marquette with the win. We've got more to come from Milwaukee in just a moment on FS1. 76-57. Marquette victorious. They moved to 17-6 on the year. 7-4 now in the Big East, and in that 3-way tie at 7-4, second place in the conference. Behind 10-1 Seton Hall. Butler drops to 6-5 into a tie with Providence. Still plenty of games left, but time's starting to become a factor as Marquette gets a big win today. And standing by with our Stephen Bardo is Brendan Bailey.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Brendan, what did you see early? Because you were able to kind of find some creases in the offense and convert.
You know, we got a player on our team named Marcus Howard, and with playing with a high-caliber player like that, there's always going to be openings because, you know, teams are going to focus on him. Just best scorer in the country. So you got to play through him, play around him, and today we just found the open spots.
It seemed like today was one of your best defensive efforts as a team. What was the key to that?
We've been working a lot on defense, you know. That's been a main emphasis for us because we know that defense wins games. So just a lot of great preparation and just a lot of hard work.
And you've been really getting on the glass as well. Does that kind of fuel you in terms of the effort that you're expending?
Definitely. That's part of the game that you can control yourself is going to the boards, and that's something that I've been trying to work on, and it's something that, you know, I've been trying to do my best at.
All right. Well, congratulations on a great victory. Go enjoy it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Back to you guys.
What a performance today for Brendan Bailey. Ends this day with 16 points, 8 rebounds in 30 minutes played. Hugs and handshakes and congratulations from a group of happy fans here in Milwaukee. Their Golden Eagles are now 17-6 and in second place in the Big East Conference. That's going to do it from Milwaukee this afternoon for Stephen Bardo and our entire FS1 crew. I'm Kevin Kugler. Once again, the final score today, the Marquette Golden Eagles before a packed house win at 76-57 over the Butler Bulldogs. Coming up next, NASCAR Race Day is with you on FS1. Marquette 76, Butler 57. So long from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.